Hi everyone, this is Karp, and today I'd like to give a review of the Jaeger Master Calendar. But before I get into the watch, one of the things I like to do is give a brief background of the company. Jaeger LeCoultre, which many refer to as JLC, it's a company with a long history, nearly 175 years of producing high-end watches. And when many people think of this brand, they instantly think of its trademark model, which is the Reverso. And many collectors have one in their watch collection. Now this brand, JLC, it's built a reputation over time for innovation and quality. They've produced over 1,200 of their own movements, hundreds of inventions, and just to give an example, they've made movements for many high-end brands, including Patek Philippe. So it's a great company, and it's one of the few companies in the world that produces its own movements. Not only their own movements, but everything in-house. Their own movements, cases, dials, hands, bracelets, everything's done in-house, which really makes it unique and appealing to me. Now, just to hit upon the luxury watch market, if I were to categorize them, I'd break it into 3 tiers, and I'd view this as a pyramid. So at the top of the pyramid, I'd say that there's some brands such as Lange, Patek, and a few others that are clearly in a league of their own. I'd put JLC just a couple notches below that in the next tier. And then the third tier, which is broader, I'd include brands like Rolex. And I'm not bashing them by any means. In fact, I have a Rolex Yachtmaster, which I think is a great watch. But Jaeger, to me, it's a more upscale and exclusive brand. They make about 37,000 watches a year, whereas Rolex produces close to 1 million. The other thing that's unique about Jaeger is that they're renowned for having the highest testing standards. They do a 1,000-hour test on the majority of their watches, which is nearly 6 weeks, to ensure that they pass certain types of tests related to rate, temperature, magnetic fields, and water resistance. And this is all done to ensure accuracy among various conditions that the watch might be subjected to. So all these tests are done in-house, and until it's passed all these tests, then it will leave the factory and be available for purchase by consumers. So with that said, I'd like to talk a little bit about this watch here. It's got a triple date complication. So you can see that here that it's got the day of the week. Towards the 3, it's got the month. And then around the case, it starts with 1 and goes all the way around and ends at 31. So those are the days of the calendar month. And then where you see this hand with this half moon marked in red, you can see that it indicates which day of the month it actually is. So right now it's actually saying that it's Friday, March 22nd, and then there's a moon phase indicator down here. And a lot of people have asked me, how do you actually set the moon indicator, which I'll get to during this review. But first, I'd like to just show you how to actually set the date to make sure to set the date before we actually get into the moon phase. So today is July 28th, which is a Sunday, and clearly we need to make some adjustments here. So the first thing you want to do is pull out the crown, and to get to the correct date, you actually need to move it. You can see that it flipped over to Saturday, but if you move it another 24 hours, we'll be getting to Sunday. And then the time on Sunday, once it clicks over, is 10:20. So in the morning. So you move to 10:20. And your time is set and your day of the week is set. Now that is done, on the sides here you'll see that there's 2 pushers. One here, which is for the date for the month, and then this is for the actual date. And then on the other side, you'll see one pusher below here, and that's for the moon phase, which I'll be touching upon. So right now it says that it's March, and clearly that's not right. We want to get to July. So it comes with this push pin, and if you line it up, you'll see that as you push it, it went to April, May, June, July. So now you have the correct month and the correct day of the week, and now we just need to make an adjustment to the calendar day. So we want to move this to the 28th. So you can see that half moon moving, 26th, 27th, 28th. So the time setup and the calendar month is set up with the correct day. And now the only thing we need to do is look at the moon phase. I initially set this to be a full moon. So you can see here, what I'd recommend anybody to do is, if they're resetting a watch, is to put the moon on a full moon. And then what I generally do is go to my iPad and end up just doing a quick Google search in terms of the moon phase calendar. So you can see here that that this shows you when the last full moon was in July. It was the 22nd. Today I mentioned it's the 28th. So what you need to do is count how many days have elapsed since the last full moon, which your watch is currently set on. So it's the 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, 28th. That's 6 days that have passed. So what you do with that information is you go back to your watch, and I mentioned there's a pusher on the other side for the moon phase, and here you need to click this 6 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And now when you look at it, you can see that it's no longer shows a full moon. It's actually advanced 6 days to reflect the proper moon phase for this particular date. So that's a little bit about the Jaeger Master Calendar. It is an automatic watch. You can see the moving part in the background, in the back, which, you know, if you wear it every day, it converts the wrist movement into mechanical energy and stores it. And if you wear it every day or every other day, it's going to continue to track time. One way to tell how much energy is stored in this is through a power reserve, a visible power reserve towards the top. So you can see that it goes all the way to 40. 40 means that it's powered up to last 40 hours. If you took it off and just put it on a table, it will continue to track time for 40 hours. And then to wind it, you just move this knob, and you'll see the arrow move towards the right as you continue to wind it. So that's how you initially get it started. But like I said, as long as you wear it every day, it'll continue to track time. And unlike a mechanical watch, the difference between automatic and mechanical, for those of you that don't know, is automatic will continue to wind itself, whereas a mechanical watch, regardless, you're going to have to manually wind it periodically to ensure that it tracks time accurately. So that's just a brief overview of the Jaeger Master Calendar. I think it's a terrific brand. I'm actually looking for a watch with a thin movement, and I'm looking at the Grande Master Ultra Thin. It's got a thin movement, it's dressy, but if anybody has suggestions in terms of other brands or watches that kind of fit that criteria, I'd love to hear your thoughts. And in terms of this watch here, I wear it on informal and formal occasions. And despite all the complications on this watch, I think it's laid out in a way where you can get away with it, and it works for both occasions. So I hope you found this review helpful, and thanks for watching.